What were you doing when you turned 18? Saving up for your first car? Stressing about uni exams? Imagine being 18 and having a release clause bigger than the GDP of a small country. Staying at a 40,000 euro a night mansion for your 18th birthday and inviting international music stars and walking away with a custom diamond chain worth almost $500,000. Now, stop imagining because that's literally Lamine Yamal's life. So, how much has he earned since stepping onto the pitch for Barca? How much is Adidas paying him to wear 3 stripes? And how exactly does an 18-year-old throw a party so big your neighborhood WhatsApp group would call the cops just reading the guest list? Before we get into the houses and diamond chains, you've got to know where Lamine came from. He was born in Catalonia in 2007. His mom, Shayla, is from Equatorial Guinea and worked as a waitress. His dad, Munir, is Moroccan and worked as a building painter. Money was tight. His parents separated when he was 3. He grew up in Rocafonda, a working-class neighborhood, raised mostly by his mom and his grandmother, Fatima. And here's the part that really hits. His grandmother actually snuck onto a bus from Morocco to Spain years ago, just chasing a better life. So yeah, when you see him celebrate a goal with a 304 hand gesture, that's him repping his neighborhood, his roots, and how far he's come. Alright, let's talk numbers and that jaw-dropping salary. When Lamine signed his new Barcelona deal, he locked in a salary of about 8 million euros a year. That's roughly 153,000 euros per week or 2,100 euros per day. About 880 euros per hour, meaning he literally earns more sleeping than most people do working overtime. So yeah, I'd also sleep a lot if I was him. Basically, by the time this video ends, he'll have earned enough to buy a brand new iPhone. But wait, the real cash? That's in the endorsements. Adidas, Beats, Oppo, Konami, they're all cutting him checks. Let's break it down. Adidas, 3.2 million euros a year. Beats by Dre, 1 million US dollars. Oppo, 500,000 US dollars. Powerade, 500,000 US dollars. Konami, 1 million US dollars. So he's not just living off Barca money. He's got brands funding the lifestyle too. July 13th, 2025. Lamine turns 18. What do most teenagers do? Maybe rent a karaoke room, buy a cake from Costco? Lamine? Nah, he books out a private luxury mansion in Olivella near Sitges, a place that usually costs 6,500 euros per night, but for his party, the bill was closer to 40,000 euros for one night. This wasn't just a party, this was a mini festival. Performers, Bad Gyal, Ozuna, Quevedo, yeah, he had a live concert in his backyard. And of course, security was insane. Guests had to hand over their phones at the door so no one could leak footage. The whole thing had a gangster movie vibe, with fireworks, flashing lights, black tie service. Then came the gifts. Dominican rapper El Alfa shows up and hands Lamine a custom diamond chain worth $400,000. Gold, diamonds, his initials LY, iced out. Most of us got socks when we turned 18. And yes, there was controversy. Some Spanish media called it too much for a teenager, and apparently there were reports of midgets and models with certain features invited also. But hey, when you've got money like this, you celebrate big. Adding catering, food, drinks, artists, performers, Bad Gyal, Ozuna, Quevedo, etc., security, staffing, lighting, sound systems, decorations, furniture rentals, extras like fireworks or special effects, guest transport, accommodation for guests, estimates come to 500,000 euros, maybe more. Meanwhile, the most expensive thing I got at 18 was a speeding ticket. Okay, so what's daily life like? He's got access to luxury villas, travels privately, and has been spotted rocking designer gear worth thousands. Lamine didn't stay in La Masia forever. As soon as he could, he moved into his own apartment in San Juan d'Espí, basically a 5-minute sprint from Barcelona's training ground, closer to practice, further from nosy phones. Before the apartment, La Masia was home, the classic Barca dorm where young stars learn to train, sleep, and occasionally miss home-cooked food. Cars? He hasn't done the full Cristiano Ronaldo garage flex yet, but expect that soon. When you make $280K a week, you can literally buy a new car every Monday and still have money for Tuesday's cars too. Thanks to Barcelona's sponsorship with Cupra, Yamal is often seen arriving at training in a Cupra Fomento, a sleek SUV that starts at 45,000 euros and can climb past 60,000 euros with upgrades. Not bad for someone who only just got old enough to drive in Spain. But the whispers don't stop there. Reports say he also has access to an Audi RS7, a beast of a car that pushes 600 horsepower and comes in at around 130,000 euros. Whether he owns it or just cruises in it, that's a serious upgrade from public transport. And let's be real, you don't turn 18 in Barcelona without eyeing up the kind of garage that looks more like a racetrack lineup. Now, onto the fashion. Yamal isn't just scoring goals, he's scoring brand deals. His Adidas contract puts him front and center in their campaigns, rocking special edition boots that fans can't even buy. But off the pitch, that's where things get really stylish. For the Ballon d'Or Gala, he stepped out in a Dolce & Gabbana monochrome suit worth around 3,000 to 5,000 euros, double-breasted, sharp, and dripping with Gen Z confidence. The kid looked less like a footballer and more like he was about to headline Paris Fashion Week. He's also been spotted in Louis Vuitton trainers worth 900 euros, Paris streetwear pieces that range 400 euros hoodies to 800 euros jackets, and custom jewelry from 2J's where a single chain can cost 1,000 euro plus. Remember those Barcelona colored braces he rocked at El Clasico? Yeah, only Yamal could turn dental gear into a fashion statement. And his watch game? Already elite. He's been seen with Audemars Piguet Royal Oak models that easily push 50,000 to 70,000 euros. For an 18-year-old, that's not just flexing, that's generational wealth on his wrist. What's wild is how naturally he mixes it all. One day it's luxury tailoring, the next it's oversized hoodies and off-white sneakers. He doesn't just follow trends, he sets them, making Gen Z fashion look effortless.
How was his upbringing? This is the wholesome part. Lamine reportedly helped support his family. He grew up in humble surroundings, so now he's making sure they're taken care of, which honestly is the best kind of flex. He hasn't just upgraded himself. Stories say he bought 3 homes for his close family, 1 each for his mom, dad, and grandma. From a 1-room flat to new roofs over their heads. What's more, this September he reportedly bought his mom a proper mansion. Outlets are talking millions. Some peg it near 5 million euros. Because some people celebrate goals with a dab, Lamine celebrates by buying houses. Despite the riches, his grandma chose to stay put in Rocofanda. He respects that. She helped raise him and he makes sure her life is better even if she prefers the old street. Forget buying a Ferrari. Buying your mom a house is peak footballer behavior, and that's what Yamal has done. And if you need proof Barcelona thinks he's priceless, they've slapped a 1 billion euro release clause on him. Translation? Hands off Manchester City and PSG unless you're willing to sell some of your country. That number alone means Lamine isn't just rich, he's basically a national treasure, an economic stimulus package. So, how much is Lamine Yamal worth right now? Conservatively, around 5 to 8 million euros in net worth. Add endorsements, and it's probably way higher, closer to what you'd expect from a 25-year-old superstar. And he's only just started. At this rate, by 21, he might actually be able to buy Barcelona back from its debt collectors. If you had his money at 18, what's the first thing you'd buy?